My dad hasn't received a cancer bill in over 5 years, and it's been paid 100% by a guy in New York, and that can only be President Donald J. Trump, and my dad's cancer-free.
I'm not sure of how medical bills are processed through Veterans Affairs, but I'm assuming that those who are a part of the healthcare system don't receive bills. But I do know this. Former President Donald Trump doesn't pay his own medical bills, let alone someone else's. Plus, he lives in Florida. He is not the anonymous donor in New York. These attendees were asked why they chose to go to the Trump rally instead of the DeSantis event. And we'll get back to the Florida governor in a minute. But the man in the middle claimed, "I just feel obligated knowing how much Trump has stood up for me and all these Americans." And the guy on the right would go on to say, "Trump is the only president ever who has traded his wealth for his country and not his country for his wealth." Well, that was a few minutes before that Trump rally was canceled. See, 45 planned a rally in Des Moines, but it was abruptly canceled. According to Fox News, while the campaign cited tornado watches and the potential for severe weather, the explanation drew skepticism from Iowa officials and speculation online that the former president may have feared a smaller than expected crowd at the event.
Hey, Mr. President, can you hear us?
I can.
This place is going crazy.
Well, I want to thank you all for being there. It's a wonderful hotel, but you're there for an even more important purpose. And I will say, General Flynn, he's some general, he's some man. He took abuse like nobody could have handled, and he came out bigger, better, stronger than ever before.
So while Trump was phoning it in through a call to Michael Flynn, wait, before I continue, look, there's a lot of things I can say about Flynn, but why is Trump stored in his phone as Natalie45? Anyways, Ron DeSantis was all over Iowa, making appearances in Sioux City, Cedar Rapids, and Des Moines in Trump's absence. It's being said that Trump's rally in Iowa will be rescheduled at a later date and time. With that said, who knows what will become of this?
What are your thoughts on Biden forgiving student loan debt?
It's ridiculous. It was just to buy a vote.
This clip is a perfect example on how Trump supporters have literally been brainwashed to vote against their own self-interest.
And what do you think Jesus would have done in that situation?
Forgive him the loans? Definitely wouldn't have forgiven the loans, I don't think.
You don't think Jesus would have forgiven the loans?
No, maybe he wouldn't even charge people to go to college. But you took out the loan, you got to pay it.
He wasn't big on forgiveness.
No, yes, he was. He forgives everybody.
The right-wing media has spent decades programming people to vote against their own interests and instead in the interests of the ultra-rich. So much so that they'll actually be against anything Joe Biden does, no matter what it is.
What's your favorite flag, sir?
God, I like them all, actually.
Yeah?
Anything that's against Biden, I love.
What about the one that says, let's go Brandon?
That's everybody's favorite. I like the one that says, I can a better president.
What about the American flag, though, in all seriousness?
I carry the American flag in my rig every day.
But in all seriousness, it is the best flag,
Of
right?
course.
Yeah. It's with all the joke flags around here. Right?
Oh, yeah.
We're not, like, we're joking around, like, having fun for a second,
Right.
but
No, my
American flag
You
is
ask me what my favorite one is.
They're such funny ones, right?
That's what it's
Funny. We're having fun, right? At the end of the day, it has to be the American flag.
Right.
Or like this.
If Joe Biden or Vladimir Putin were running for president of the United States in 2024, who would you vote for?
Well, not Joe Biden.
That goes to show how, how warped,
Putin at least has some principles. From my,
what are those?
Outside view, he loves his country. He loves his country. Very similar to Trump in a sense.
I mean, he is right about Putin and Trump being similar. I mean, they're both very unhinged maniacs, authoritarian, and yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Fantastic. But this is a problem. People are continuously running to the polls to vote for people that do not represent them in any way, shape, or form, and that will screw them over immediately. Also, if you remember, under Obama, Fox News continuously ran these stories where they stand Putin. I mean, they ran these, like the picture of Putin on the horse and the bear and all the time. It was uncanny. So this Putin standing is like nothing new, but now they just have like an American version to compare it to. Right now in the MAGA Q circle, the craziest conspiracy I heard is that Trump, Putin, and Xi Jinping are all working together against the deep state. And when I've asked them, what's the deal with Xi Jinping? Like, he's Chinese Communist Party. They go, no. He's the only one that's not a communist. For these things to work, you need to convince voters that, hey, I know we're really bad, but this other side, so much worse. I mean, we wouldn't want the country to be communist. Now, would it? And so on and so forth. We've had decades of anti-communist propaganda just coming at us that this is the result of it. Anything that helps people in any way is deemed as like, well, that doesn't sound very pro-business of you. I mean,